But why is the doctor taking so long, Dad? I hope all is well in there. Let's be positive, son. All will be well. All must be well ascertained. The way things suddenly took a different turn surprised me, Dad. I mean, Cynthia was fine. We were discussing, and all of a sudden she said her shoulder hurts, and then she began writhing in pain when you and Grandma showed up. I even thought she was only trying to pull a stunt in order to avoid seeing you. I was wrong. Your grandma said she complained of headache earlier. She'll be fine though, I believe. It's just some minor stuff that comes with pregnancy. She'll be fine once the doctor is through with her. I've put a call through to your mom about where we are so she can rest assured that Cynthia is safe. Thoughtful of you, Dad. I wouldn't have done that, because it seems to me that Mom is just nonchalant about this whole thing. I wouldn't even bother telling her we've seen Cynthia. She wanted her out of the house anyway. No, son. Don't speak of your mom in that manner. It came to her as a shock. She's trying to handle it the way she understands. She'll come around. I'm sorry, Dad. It's okay, son. You sent for me, Dr. Smith. Yes, Mr. Morgan. I needed to speak with Cynthia's parents. Is her mother here? No. I'm the one available now. Hope Cynthia is much better now. That is what I want to discuss with you. I'm sorry your daughter's pregnancy has to be terminated. And why is that? Why can't the pregnancy be sustained? It can't be sustained because it is not viable. Not viable? How do you mean? Please make me understand. Hers is a case of an ectopic pregnancy. The symptoms she exhibited was it, and the ultrasound that was carried out further confirms it. The shoulder pain, severe lower belly pain on one side, feeling weak and dizzy, and in some cases vaginal bleeding or spotting. It happens when a fertilized egg implants in the fallopian tubes or somewhere else in the abdominal cavity other than in the uterus. This kind of pregnancy is not viable and pose grave danger to the health and future fertility of the pregnant person. Oh my, what is happening to my poor daughter? She is too young for all these stress she is going through. What happens now, doctor? Your daughter will be fine. The only option for us now is to terminate the pregnancy. If the pregnancy continues, the developing fetus will cause the tube to stretch and sometimes rupture, which can lead to potentially life-threatening internal bleeding. I have an idea, doctor. Why not move the fetus to the uterus? I wish that could be done, but sadly it can't. There is just no way to move the fetus to the uterus. Like I stated, the fertilized egg has implanted itself in the fallopian tube, and typically, there is poor blood supply to the fetus, inhibiting its growth. Ectopic pregnancies cannot be saved. I would need your consent so we can go ahead with the termination. It's best for your daughter, so her life won't be endangered. Okay, doctor. Let's get it done.
I just hope our daughter will be okay. I still don't understand why you would have to consent to an abortion. It's against our belief, Alexander, and you know this. What sponsored this evil decision of yours? Why didn't you tell me about it before going ahead?
I'm an adult and a responsible father. I would do what is best for our children and my family. The doctor discussed at length with me and made me understand why an ectopic pregnancy can't be saved, an immediate termination imperative in order to save the life of our daughter. I wouldn't wait for your consent, because it may come in late and might attract grave consequences. Besides, you were not in the hospital then and you never told me you were coming down.
Oh please, what kind of a mother do you think I am? I may be hard on my kids, but I love them deeply and care for them. I was equally worried about Cynthia.
Well, since you say you care, you should be glad the best decision was made for her. We need her alive.
An abortion is a sin against God. You just succeeded in killing a man or woman of purpose because God has a purpose for that child growing inside of her. You just took a life, Alexander. God will ask you for it. You are not different from a murderer.
Let God be the judge of that. It seems you have made up your mind not to understand me, and you are just proving unnecessarily difficult. I have told you over and over why it has to be so. Besides, it's termination and not an abortion, because the fetus has not successfully implanted in the uterus. Treatment is required to avoid serious complications such as hemorrhaging and impairment of future fertility. If left untreated, an ectopic pregnancy can become a medical emergency for the pregnant person. That is it. I have explained it to you again, Cordelia. I will speak no more on this. Excuse me.
Cynthia dear, are you still out here all by yourself?
Yes, Mum. I just need some fresh air.
I know this is about the pregnancy. It's been 2 weeks since you returned from the hospital. You'll be fine, my dear. Let's look at it from the positive angle. You are really not ready to have a baby at the moment. This is God's way of helping you out. How would you have handled having a baby and combining your education? Truly, your studies would have been put on a hold. Motherhood comes with a lot of responsibility, and trust me, my darling daughter, you are not ready for it.
It's not as easy as you say it, Mum. I already had a connection, a sort of bond with this baby, and I vowed to protect him or her with my life. You see, I wanted to model to my child what motherhood truly is. You think I know nothing.
How long am I going to apologize to you that I am sorry? Forgive me, my child. You see the much effort I put in every day just to make amends. I'll get there eventually. I only passed on what I knew to you, my children, and I thought it was the right thing. My siblings and I were raised by very strict parents, and that was what helped in shaping us into who we are today. The discipline was tough, and we never saw our parents as friends. They were just parents to us and nothing more. No jokes, no gists, no having friends over, and we even felt guilty whenever we laughed during the times we had any form of conversation. It was always a formal setting with our parents. They really instilled high moral standards in us, and this has helped us through life.
I know you're trying, Mum, but it's really difficult to be friends with you. I've blended well with Dad. It flows from him naturally. Now I see you are the one that molded Dad into having the kind of perspective of raising kids he had before. I love this new dad I have. You will have to give me some time to warm up to you.
Anytime you are ready, dear, I'll be right here waiting for you. Just know it that Mummy loves and longs for you. Can you at least come in now? I would love to know how your day went before going to bed. Hope that isn't too much to ask.
I won't be angry at you forever. I love you, Mum.
I love you too, girl. You mean the world to me. Let's go have some girls' time out while the guys are at theirs.
Oh yeah.